But moving away from the doom and gloom, we can talk about now the merit, the benefits of proper capital planning. And overall, generally what I mean by this is your business organization, if it operates proactively, you're free to pursue your mission with focus and with vigor and without the distraction of putting out fires and without the budget strain of inflated costs. You can easily see that the absence of any of the costs that we have discussed is an objective good in and of itself. For instance, if you avoid the inflated cost of an emergency replacement, you have achieved cash preservation. If you avoid the indirect cost associated with those replacements, you've achieved yet more cash preservation. If you avoid the direct and collateral property damage, you will have achieved asset preservation, and bonus, you will have reduced or mitigated property and casualty insurance premiums. And then by avoiding all these perils, you achieve a life safety preservation. Lastly, by avoiding operational disruption, you have achieved operational efficiency. So aside from the negative motivators, the consequences of exposure, look at all the benefits you gain by a proactive, systematic approach. One more cost that we haven't discussed. Functional obsolescence. This is the reduction of an object's usefulness due to lack of desirability, due to an outdated design, due to operational inefficiency or energy inefficiency. So this boiler, for instance, this cast iron boiler, it works, it heats, it burns, but it consumes an enormous amount of energy. The emissions are unacceptable, and it requires an inordinate amount of labor and maintenance and oversight just to keep feeding it fuel. In the old days, a boiler of this sort required a full-time operator with a shovel in the basement simply to shovel coal into it. This is functionally obsolete, this boiler. The boiler can be replaced with a more efficient one, but a building, it's possible for a building itself to be functionally obsolete because of certain building features. If you have an IL building with 7-foot ceilings, for instance, and in a market where no one's willing to live under a ceiling less than 8 feet, 9 or 10 is what folks normally demand these days. It's impossible to remodel this building to achieve anything higher than a 7-foot ceiling height. So the ultimate fate is to either repurpose this building, turn it into a tool shed, unlicense it, or tear it down and build something that you can actually market, that you can use.